Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be learning about painted turtles. This is what our imagery is going to look like when we're finished. And a little bit of information about painted turtles. They eat like small plants and small animals such as fish, crustaceans, and aquatic insects. They live anywhere near ponds, lakes, marshes, and slow-moving rivers. They typically have to have a muddy bottom. And they look like they look like a turtle, but on the bottom they're brightly marked. They have red and yellow markings on a black or greenish brown background. So if you see a turtle, you can identify it now as a painted turtle. And today we are going to do a play off of the name painted turtle, and we're going to paint our own turtle in whatever colors we want to paint it in. So let's jump in. Welcome back. We are going to do our painted turtle now. This is my example of our painted turtle and what we're going to be doing today, just so you can get an idea as to what it looks like. I think you guys probably remember from our last lesson that we used wax resist with our white crayon, and that's how I got this awesome patterned background, and we're going to practice that in our lesson today. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to start, we're going to use our black crayon again, and we're going to do something real simple. We're going to make ourselves an oval. Okay, and it doesn't need to be perfect because nothing in nature is. So there's our first oval, and this is going to be the turtle's center part of the shell. We're going to do the second ring around, and you're going to want to keep about an equal distance between this line and your second line. If it's not perfect, that's okay. Ready? Pretty close. All right, so from there, once you have your two circles, we're going to start over here with the head. We're going to do two lines like this, and that's going to be the neck. And you can make the neck a little longer if you'd like, just depends on what you like. And the head is sort of similar to a triangle shape, but very soft. So we're going to do like a curve outward like that, and do the same thing over here. And then we're going to connect the two up here with the rounded part of the nose. I'm just going over my line a few times because I like it really dark. And just like that, you've got yourself a turtle head. Pretty easy. All right, so now we're going to do the eyes. And the eye shape is going to be really close to this line over here. We're going to do a curved line like that on both sides. Like that. And then we're going to do a little circle for the eye. That one I made it a little big, so I'm going to make this one the same. He's going to have some bigger eyes than my last turtle. That's all right. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to do the nose. And the nose is really easy. It's just two dots. Like that. Okay. And from there, we're going to start on the legs. So we're going to start in this upper right side of the turtle shell. And you're going to make a very short rainbow. So it's going to look like this. Okay? Just like that. We're going to go a little bit lower down here. You want to give yourself decent space. Do a line sticking out just like that. And then we're going to do another curved shape. And this curve is going to go in past this line. Okay? It's going to look like this. Just like that. And then we're going to connect. We're gonna leave this part open for now on all of the legs, and then we'll come back and do the claws. So from there, let's start over here. This one's pretty easy too. It's like a U shape, but you're gonna go outwards like that. Just like that, okay? And where the claws will be on this foot is gonna be right in here. So I'm gonna just kind of put a little line there for myself so I know that's where I'm gonna connect it later. All right, for our other back leg, we can see part of his leg sticking out. So this is gonna be the part where the leg bends. So we're just gonna do a little line outward like that, okay? And then you're gonna start just a tad bit in on that line right there, and we're gonna do a big U shape. And it's gonna go up in this direction towards the outside of your paper. Okay, just like that. Then we're gonna have the top part of the leg come down over here. Okay, so that's gonna come past your other line right here. Just like that. And then from up here, we're gonna put part of the foot. So this is where the foot overlaps in the back. So just like that. It's coming together. We're gonna leave this part open again, and we're gonna start on our top one. Feel free to pause the video if you need some extra time to do these lines. This is the trickiest part. Okay, so we're gonna start with the rainbow shape again. And this part is gonna be like a squiggle. So you're gonna start in here, do your little bit of a curve, and then you're gonna come back around the other way, just like that. Okay? And then we're gonna continue this line in that direction, like that. And then on this side over here, the other part of the foot's gonna come out. So we're gonna do our second line, kind of like we did on this foot. Okay, and you want this line to come out a little bit further than this one. Just like that. All right? So now that we've done that, that was pretty tough, but we're gonna move on to the claws now. And the way that I do claws that work the best for me is I start with a little round shape like this. So it's our U, it's a U again, but this time it's facing in the direction that the claw is gonna go in. So that's one, and typically turtles have 4 claws, so we'll do 2, 3, and 4. It's cutting it kind of close, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna do it on the other foot now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see it's starting to come together. Let's do it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? All right, from there, we're gonna basically make these really long tent shapes right off of these. So you have a line here and a line here, and you're gonna follow each one, and you're gonna go just like that, okay? You're gonna connect the two, oops. That's okay, if they're not perfect. He's got some really long nails. He's probably a good hunter. Do this one. All right, And the reason why we didn't make that other line before is because that line is gonna go behind the claws. So we're gonna start here and we're gonna skip over our claw and make a little line in between. Same here, here, and then typically on the end, I did this claw a little too close, but you would connect the line there on the outside with the line here. So let's do it on this one. Skip our claw, line, skip the claw, line, again, and then see how we have this disconnected? We're gonna connect these. So I'm gonna do a little line out, just like that, and then I'm gonna curve it down into the foot, okay? Same here, curve it down into the foot. And this is because the nails are on top of the bottom of the foot. So that's why we do it like this. Okay, all right. Now that that's finished, we've pretty much got our turtle done. Now we just get to do the fun part, the center of the shell. So you guys have a little bit of freedom to do at the center of the shell whatever you wish. If you'd like to put a drawing in the middle, you can do that. I'm gonna do a shell shape and I'll show you how to do that. But you guys can do whatever you'd like. These are painted turtles, so we're gonna pretend that we've painted our turtle, okay? So I'm gonna do a line here. And I'm gonna make about the same distance between each line down the turtle's back. That was a little crooked. That's okay. Perfect. Okay, once you've done that, we're gonna connect these two lines at a point right there. So I'm just gonna put my little dot there because it helps me remember where I need to connect them. I'm gonna do that halfway between each of these two lines. Okay, so now we're gonna take this line and we're gonna connect with our dot and connect with the other line. Ready? Just like that. And it's kind of like a tent shape, just sideways. Okay, so now that we've done that, it looks like we've got a little extra space here and here. So I'm gonna do one more and put another line, do like right there. Just like that. Okay, and now comes the fun part. So we're gonna take the points and we're gonna connect it to the center of our turtle shell. Real easy. Just gonna go straight out from the point to the end of the shell. Beautiful. Now see how we have some open space in this area? I'm gonna add one more. I'm gonna pretend that there's another line here that I can't see. And I'm gonna do the same thing I did up here and connect right here. So it's gonna look like this. See? I'm gonna do the same thing up here. And that makes the turtle shell look finished, okay? So just like that, we're done. Now I want you to take your white crayon and we're gonna do the same thing that we did in our previous lesson, where we're gonna create a highlight on the turtle's shell. So we're gonna imagine that the light is coming from this side over here, and I'm gonna start doing these little spots here. So I'm gonna start here, work my way up. And if you decided to do a different picture that's fine. You can use this to create some fun patterns. And then when you use your watercolor, you'll be able to see them. I'm just choosing to do this pattern. All right, and I think I'm gonna put a little highlight on the turtle's shell in here, and maybe a little bit above the eye and the cheek. Okay, and then the most important part about using this white crayon is you're gonna wanna go over your areas on the claws, because when we go to paint the background, we don't want the claws to turn a different color. So, just gonna go over these, the little white crayon. Beautiful. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to use my white crayon again, and I'm going to make our background. I am going to make squiggly lines, like in the example photo, and I'm going to do that because turtles typically live near water, so I'm pretending that he is near a stream. So we're going to do little squiggles to pretend they're waves in the water. And then see how I got right here? I'm gonna skip over the foot so it's in the background. And I'm gonna continue. Stop, skip, continue. Oh, stop. We're gonna jump down here and finish. And this is gonna take me a second. That's all fun and games because when we go to put our watercolor on top, it will reveal it like magic. And you can use this technique on anything you want at home, in your crafts, in your art. You could even show it to your parents and tell them that it's magic. I'm sure they believe you. It's a little trick that you know that maybe somebody else doesn't, that you can teach them. We love helping out our friends. Okay, now that that's all done, it's time to do our watercolor. Now, like our last video, I am also gonna do this one in rainbow colors. And I'm doing that because I'm playing off the name of the painted turtle. So, although painted turtles typically are not rainbow, they are called painted turtles because they have red and yellow markings on them, and that's how you can identify them when you find one. So I'm gonna start with my yellow. And I like to use my brightest color on the areas where the highlight is. And that happens to be over here. So you can see now that I'm doing this, that the areas where I used the white crayon are not covering up with the yellow. And you can see it now. Go in with a little bit of orange. I'm using my smaller brush for the inside of the turtle, so I can be a little bit more careful about where my paint's going. And see, now that I'm like taking my paint over the foot, you can tell the area except for right there. Most of it, where we put the white before, is not taking the red color, which is good. That's what we want. And you guys can do your turtles any color that you would like. Feel free to have some creativity with it. Turtles are one of those animals that you can find around Bay County. So you guys could probably even go in your backyard, or if you have a grandma or a grandpa that lives by a lake or a stream, you can look out there. You might be able to find a painted turtle. I have a younger brother who's about 10 years old, and he loves turtles. So for his birthday a few years ago, I got him a snapper turtle. And snapper turtles, you have to be careful because they can bite you, hence the name snapper. But so long as you're careful with them, they can be a lot of fun. Typically, you can tell it's a snapper turtle based off of its beak. If the beak's very pointy and sharp, then that's a snapper turtle and you should probably stay away from it and don't pick it up. But if it doesn't have that sort of marking, you can probably pick it up. And the way that you pick up a turtle is on both sides of its shell. You don't want your fingers anywhere near its face, just in case. And I would recommend going with a parent to look for your turtles, just for a little extra safety. What color should we make the head? Multiple colors? Of course. Oh, see, there's my highlight that I put in earlier. Perfect. Now that's all done, let's do the background. I'm gonna do blue for the stream. Oops. Dropped my paintbrush. It's okay. All right. Now we get to see our background show up. This is fun. And be careful around the edge of the turtle. And now you can see all the squiggly lines from our background starting to pop out. And since we put that wax resist in there on the claws, we can just kind of go over those and it won't be a problem. Sounds like somebody in the other room's having fun. That's okay. We're gonna focus on us. It's turning out pretty nice. I like my background real bright, so I'm going over it a few times with a little bit more pigment. And you can do that by using less water. We're almost finished. And if you can't see me or my paintbrush, it's just I'm doing the outside edges of my paper. And there you have it, our painted turtle. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson and that your turtles turned out great. Can't wait to see you guys next time.